Look, this video is going to be extremely long. I don't plan on making any cuts and very minimal edits, if that. I'm going to be doing you guys can consider this a part two or a remaster to one of my first videos where I showed you guys how to crease 501 jeans. In this video, I'm going to show you the entire process from start to finish. This is going to be an extremely long video. If you guys are going to crease your 501s, I would say you need at least 3 hours. I'm not saying it's going to take 3 hours long, but you need to have at least 3 hours of free time on your hands if you're going to crease your 501s, especially if it's your first time learning how to do it, like minimum 3 hours. And by the way, there will be timestamps in the description. So if you don't want to hear this introduction, which I think you should, according to my expertise, you feel me? I think you should listen to this introduction because this is not a very easy thing to learn. This is something that took me years and years and years to learn. I say that like I'm an old ass man. I'm only 21 years old, but this is something that took me a very long time to learn. So I started ironing my clothes when I was like in middle school. I first started creasing my clothes when I was like a junior in high school. And I was getting pretty good at it until I tried to crease my 501s like in college. And I was like, dude, this is a whole different ball game. Like, this is not the same as creasing a pair of Dickies or creasing your shirt or creasing your shorts or whatever. This is different. So I noticed, and at the time I was trying to learn how to do that, crease my 501s, I noticed that on YouTube there was no tutorials that showed you how to crease your pants. Like whether it was Dickies or 501s, and 501s are the harder ones to do. And there was a couple tutorials, but they were like 10 minutes long that didn't give you the full explanation. And I feel like when I was learning how to do it, I didn't have anybody in person in real life to show me how to do it either. I just had to figure it out myself. So you're gonna need an iron. This is my iron. I've messed it up a little bit because sometimes I put staples in my cuffs and they got scratched right there. Perfectly fine, no problem. You'll notice that the lid to my iron is gone and there's no water in it. I would recommend that you guys do not iron with water or steam, but the product that we're going to be using is called Stay Flow. That's the name of the starch. I highly recommend that when ironing 501s, you use Stay Flow starch. Don't use the spray-on starch. That stuff is too diluted. And when you're going to want to get the Stay Flow starch and you're going to want to pour it into a spray bottle. Do not add water to the starch. You just want to leave it non-diluted, okay? And then this is why I say don't put water in your iron, because then you're going to be using steam. So in a sense, you're technically diluting the starch. So I would recommend not using steam. If you strongly vote against that, then that's you. You do you, okay? A lot of it is preference at the end of the day, like the cuffs, which I'll get into in a bit. You're going to need some piece of cloth, cotton, preferably. You can use your bed sheet, a pillowcase, but I highly recommend using a bandana. And that is because of the versatility of it. It's very small and easy to move around when you're ironing, and pretty much what we're going to do with this. And I'm explaining all of this in terms that like I'm imagining that this is your first time ever learning how to iron or crease or whatever. So I'm explaining this in very simple terms, okay? That's another reason why this is gonna be very long. Pretty much once we put the starch onto our pants, we're going to put this on top and then we're gonna iron the pants through the bandana. This is so that you do not burn your pants. You do not want to burn your pants. Obviously never leave the iron like that while it's hot. You do always want to keep it in motion. So pretty much you'll allow the bandana to get burnt, which it won't, and instead of your pants. So yeah. Over time, your bandana will get full of starch and it'll get really dirty and starchy, and just wash it, throw it in the dryer. Starch is water soluble. So once it hardens, You just put water on it, it'll go away. So yes. And then another thing too is make sure, I would recommend having a clean ironing board. Okay, after time and time, especially if you iron blue 501s or blue jeans on your ironing board, that blueness will rub off onto the ironing board. So this is cloth. Most, like every ironing board is cloth. So you see in the corner right there, you could just take off this piece of cloth, throw it in the washer, and it'll come off. So just make sure everything's clean. As you can see, I just washed this. And even the 501s too, I actually just washed. So that's why they look all arrugado, you know, like they're just thrown around and whatever. And what else? Just wanna make sure that I have everything put together. And at the end of the day, you could use these tips to iron any pair of pants, but every pair of pants is unique in its own way. So this video is specifically directed towards 501s jeans, and eventually I'll make other videos on FB County pants, the 50-50 blend, things of that nature. Ben Davis, whatever. Even I noticed that this color of 501s compared to the blue color is different. They just crease differently. I don't know why. They look exactly the same. They feel exactly the same. They're just a different color, but I noticed differences in them. But like I said, I hope this video really helps you. You're going to need to be extremely patient. This is not an easy skill to learn. It takes years of practicing and mastering. And even I'm probably not a professional. And yes, at the end of the day, you can just take these pants to a dry cleaners and ask them to crease it extra starch. But me personally, if you crease your own pants, that says more about you. Don't get me wrong, if you take your pants to the dry cleaners and you tell them to crease it, that still says a lot about you. But the fact that you take 2 hours out of your day to crease a pair of pants and starch them, that says a lot about a person's character. That speaks in volume, especially when you go to a job interview or something of that nature, you know? First thing that I would recommend doing, obviously you have your iron plugged in, turned on, put it to the highest setting, the hottest setting. On this iron, it's cotton. So I'm gonna put it to the cotton setting. You know, 501s it's made out of cotton, but it's the way it's, I don't know if the correct word would be woven, or the way they put it, make the cotton. I forget the name of it, but denim, I believe. It's very thick. So it's not like cottons, the same type of cotton that they make Dickies with. Well, obviously it's the same type of cotton, but it's not the same as cotton on Dickies. Dickies are a lot thinner. Actually, as a matter of fact, Dickies are mixed with polyester as well. So those are way easier to iron. This pair of 501s has already been creased in the past, but as you can see, if you look, the crease is, you know, damn near gone already, because I would say these pants are maybe a year old, or maybe 2 actually. And yeah, because I remember I bought these, I believe, or no, yeah, I bought these when I was working at Macy's around that time. And so these pants, keep in mind 501s are they after you wash them, they don't look the same as when you first bought them, but we can still make these pants wearable and presentable. First thing I would recommend getting started on are the cuffs. I would recommend, if you're going to crease a pair of 501s, I would recommend doing it with a brand new pair. But if you can't, it's understandable. You know, the 501s are very expensive. So mine are already cuffed, but I'm going to show you guys what I would do if they were not cuffed. Now this is where it comes down to preference. Make sure you guys clean out your cuffs too. This is where it comes down to preference, okay? Like everything. Let me do this one, for example. So the size of the cuff is just your personal preference, okay? Sorry, I just got a text. I personally like to do what people call a baby cuff on my 501s. A baby cuff would be pretty much a half an inch. So a half an inch is this piece of material right here. So pretty much if you guys want to copy me, you just want to cuff this part like that. Just this little excess, like thicker material right here where it ends, cuff that. So we're going to cuff that. And then you're going to want to iron it so it stays that way. And I better start ironing because my iron's just been sitting there hot. Just go over it many of times. Allow me to get a better camera angle for you guys. See, this is why I'm using my TV as a monitor right now, so that I make sure you guys see everything. So I'm going inside the pant leg and I'm just ironing this like that. Now, if you guys wanted to do a bigger cuff, all you would literally do is just do a bigger cuff. Fold it like that, right? And then just iron that down. I like to do a baby cuff because I'm 6'2", so I don't like to cut my pants short, you know? I've seen other people, they like to cut off this part, this little thicker part, and then do the cuff, and then do a baby cuff or whatever type of cuff they want to do. But I'm just showing you guys my preference. Okay, just making sure the iron is hot. Now I'm going to flip this to the other side. And I'm going to repeat the same process. Hold on, my bad. Make sure you guys can see. So in a sense, what you're doing here is you're just setting the cuff in place and you're locking it in place because you don't want to have a loose cuff that could just unfold at any time. You want to have a tight cuff. So I want to make sure you get the entire thing. There's a truck about to come up my driveway, so I apologize if you guys could hear that. Let's see, I think maybe just this part. Oh, damn, dropped the pants on the floor. If you guys don't know already, never ever put your 501s in the dryer. That's basically a sin. So, you know, when you're judged after your life ends, you don't want to have to face the repercussions for putting your 501s in the dryer. So, yeah. And this is looking pretty good so far. And don't worry about starching the cuff right now. Worry about that after. In this video, I don't believe I'm going to starch my cuffs, but I'll give you guys a simple explanation. Hold on. Sorry about that. But I'll give you guys a simple, brief explanation on how to starch your cuffs. Pretty much, I mean, I guess I could show you now. What I would do is, but see, the thing is I like to iron everything without starch first, then apply the starch and then iron it. So it's a bit different. You know what? I think I'll just hold off till the end to explain what I would do if I wanted to starch the cuffs. For now, they're looking crisp. They're looking clean, as you can see. So now I'm going to cuff it again because I like to do a double baby cuff. I'm just going to make sure that these are, it's only going to hold that much, this little extra piece right here. So I'm going to make sure it's that length. So now I'm going to do the same thing, start ironing this just to lock it in place. I'm going to make sure, yep, that's good. It's the correct position. Do the same over here. Damn, we're going to be here for a while. And the sun's about to start hitting me too, so I'm going to be sweating. Oh, wait, let me make sure that's in the right spot, like I said. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm making sure, because there's a possibility this could be like this, you know, it could be bigger. So I'm making sure it's as minimal as possible. A lot of this, words can't help you understand. A lot of this is a visual learning process. And that's why I feel it is so crucial to have this video be an entire hour long, 2 hours long, whatever it ends up being, because I feel like it's necessary, because you guys need to see the whole process in order to learn it. So these people that used to make, I mean, there's more tutorials on it now, but these people used to make like 10-minute videos. Like, bro, this video did not help me at all. And like I said, I'm only going to be doing one leg right now. The second leg will be fast forwarded. Yeah, see, I messed up. See, because this thing is folded down more, I need it to be up like that. So I'm messing up already. That's why it's so good to lock it in place, and then once you add the starch, it'll lock it even in place even, you know, stronger. Don't burn yourself. Be careful. These, you know, these 501s will absorb heat like very strongly. So be careful even touching your 501s after you take the iron off of them. But yeah, I always knew when I came back to YouTube and I started getting better at filming that I had definitely had to remaster my old 501s video and my Dickies video, because they're my most viewed videos. And it's just like, I always see them and I'm like, damn, I could do a way better job of them now. Not only am I better at speaking and explaining things now, but I'm also just better at filming and editing and whatnot, and have more better equipment too. So, yeah. So now what we're going to do, and this is probably the hardest part, the most crucial part, is now what we're going to do is, and if you have one of those flat black 501s, pair of 501s, then I would recommend getting a lint roller and taking off all that stuff. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pretty much crease them without any starch. If you guys have seen my other videos, you know why. This is pretty much so we can use that crease as a guideline. It's not going to be the official crease. It's just going to be a very soft crease to use it as a guideline. So that way, once we have the starch on them, I know where to iron them when I put them back. And this might not make sense now, but it will once I show you guys. So number one thing, big mistake that every YouTuber ever, when I was watching tutorials on this, made is that they always said to line up these seams. They don't, look, if you guys don't know what I mean, to line up this seam with this seam right here, line them up and you'll get a perfect crease. That is not true. And this is why I said the colors are different for some reason. In my blue 501s, I cannot keep this seam aligned with this seam and get a perfectly lined crease. With this black pair of pants, I noticed that I could get these seams closer and get a perfect crease. But I noticed on my blue pair of pants, when I had this one and this one lined up, touching together, that it was going to make me crease the pocket. You do not want to crease the pocket. I'm going to show you guys where you want the crease to be. Right here, you want the crease to be perfectly like this. Now, since mine was already creased, it's going to be easier for me, but it's going to be harder for you guys. So I do want to apologize for not having a brand new pair of pants. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm pretty broke right now, and I definitely don't have enough change. I do have enough money for a pair of pants, but it would be a poor financial decision on my end, especially for these expensive ass 501s. So the crease, you want to be literally, that's how close you want it to be on the pocket. Like this is the pocket right here. This is how close you want it to be on the pocket. So you just want to make sure all this is lined up. And see, there's like a fold right here. You don't want that. Hold on. See, look, it's already messing up. This is so difficult. And this is why I really don't iron as much as I used to. I just don't have the time for it anymore, or the patience, you know? Let me put that right there like that. And I honestly might have to pull my curtain down a bit because I know that the sun is hitting the pants really hard. But at the same time, like I know that's it's gonna get really, really dim, you know? So maybe I'll just leave it like that for now. So I do apologize if there's some difficulties with the lighting. So make sure that this lays flat down. You don't want to crease the pocket. Never crease the pocket. Never crease the pocket. That's like almost as bad as washing your 501s. Right now, I'm going to reach under here because I feel like this isn't completely flat. I feel like there's some type of fold, like the pants are folded right here. I could feel it when I'm feeling out for it. I know my words probably sound like I'm tweaking right now, but it's like I said, visual learning process. So, okay, let's, you know, examine the situation right here. So I'm feeling right here, I feel like a little lump. Okay, what is that? Oh, okay, that's why. Because this is happening. I'll show you. This is happening on the other side of the pants. You don't want to do that. You'll ruin the whole thing. I'm trying not to cuss because there's no need for that. But, so I'm pretty much going to reach under the pants, pull that out. And now it's flatter. And right here, there's still some right there. And just going to rub the whole thing down with my hands. Make sure the entire thing is flat. And now we are ready to go as far as ironing this dry. So pretty much what you want to do, you don't have to, you could just focus on the crease, but you might as well iron the whole thing. But you definitely, absolutely, my bad, I don't know how many words I'm going to add to that, but you for sure want to make sure there's no wrinkles in the pants before you starch it and iron it. You don't want to use the starch and you don't want to remove the wrinkles or none of that after the fact. And you definitely don't want to use starch to remove wrinkles. Removing wrinkles is a basic, that's like beginner stuff. You know, your pants shouldn't have wrinkles in them anyways to begin with. So I would recommend, even though I just said a couple seconds ago, oh, you could just iron the crease. Actually, I would recommend ironing the entire thing. And I can see right here that I'm almost kind of missing the old crease. I'm not sure. Oh, I just realized you guys cannot see this part right here. I'll move the pants if needed. So, hold on. Make sure these are completely flat. So there's various motions you can, do this in. There's like various techniques, you could go like this, you could go up and down like this. I feel like this is the most effective one when you start to form that crease, especially with the starch and bandana and everything. It's almost like sharpening a knife, but you could also go like this too as well. Which motion do I recommend the most? I would recommend using all of them together. Simple, So yeah. And it's already been 20 minutes, damn. So now we got that little soft crease right there. That's fine, perfect. Now we're gonna do the same thing, repeat the same thing on the other side, the opposite side. Maybe you guys can't see this on the camera, but I do notice a lot of wrinkles right here. When I tell you this takes a lot of work, but the payoff is more than worth it. And real quick note, I mean, this is common sense, but just in case, right here, you don't want to iron the pocket. Well, you do, but you don't. This pocket right here, unless there's a wrinkle in the pocket, it's basically pointless. This isn't going to help you with the crease. You want to not iron, you want to just focus right here where you hit the crease. And then right here, if you'll notice, there's a piece of, I know the sun is getting in the way, so I do apologize for that, but I'm going to try to bring this down. Right here, you notice you could just iron right here. Don't iron on top of the pocket. You want to really attack that crease. And still look how steam just started coming off of the 501s. That's not good. Don't want to burn your pants, like I said. All right, now I'm probably going to shut up for a second because it's pretty self-explanatory. And then if you want to remove the wrinkles from right here on this part of the pants, I mean, it's, you know, it's not that hard. I'd recommend putting the other leg together and kind of doing something like this. Or let's say there's wrinkles right here too. I mean, you just hit one of these. Remove the wrinkles like that. Any wrinkles, you know, 501s are very hard to get the wrinkles out. So if there is any wrinkles that you can't see, they will be completely gone by the time we're finished. Okay, so now we finished that side. Now we're going to flip this to the other side. So now we're moving to this side, right? Anytime you iron the front side of the pants, you want to go in here and pull the pocket out. And we'll just do this other one too. Why not? Another thing too is make sure they're buttoned up. So as you can see, all buttons are on there. What is this? I have no idea what that is, but that's going in the trash. So make sure your pants are buttoned up too, all the way. And no, it's not like I forgot to mention that. And, you know, it's more crucial since, you know, we moved on to the front side. So I mentioned it at, you know, the perfect time. Now, you pretty much what's happening is you want to use, hold on, I'm gonna fold this leg up so that you guys don't see that because we're not focusing on that side right now. But pretty much we're using the back crease to help us figure out where we want to put the front crease, okay? So make sure this is completely flat without ruining this back crease. And you're gonna notice that you keep these straight. If you straighten this entire leg, like let's say it's like that, and you straighten this out, it's gonna kind of like crinkle the back leg. Don't worry about that. As long as you don't like ruin the alignment on this crease, you'll be fine. So now I'm gonna go here. Just gonna make sure this is lined up correctly. And if you notice, well, not so much on this side. If you notice, oh, I gotta move the pants further down for you guys to notice. But if you guys see, the crease is falling right here just before the belt loop. But on this side, the crease is gonna fall like right before the belt loop. This one's a little further from the belt loop, and that's perfectly fine. There's no problem with that. That's gonna happen. That's because, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. I don't want to confuse you guys. So I'm already talking enough, okay? I talk a lot, all right? And people said I talked too much in the old 501s video. Well, guess what? I'm gonna talk more in this one. But in this video, it's absolutely necessary. Like there's no, like it's needed, you know? So now I'm just gonna, now I found where I want to put the crease by flattening it down. Now I'm gonna start ironing it. If you guys want to like crease the waistline too, you can, you know, just, sorry, I know you guys can't see, you know, just focus on it a little more. But at the end of the day, it's really not going to be noticeable. Even if you tuck in your shirt, I mean, you're most likely going to have a belt on. So yeah, you know, up to you, whatever you guys want. Then I'm gonna move these down. So I did the top part. Making sure this crease is still right. All right, so now I would say that's looking good. Now I'm gonna work on the crease a little bit on the cuff. So I'm just gonna grab this, just focus on the crease and the cuff, because this is gonna be very hard to set in since it's such a thick, layer. Do that. Just trying to, start getting that crease forming, or start forming that crease. My bad. I'm a bit slow. Like, as you can see, there's a bunch of wrinkles right here. I don't know if you get the camera's picking that up, but this one you gotta really apply pressure to since it's hard. Then I'm gonna hit these wrinkles too again. And there's even still wrinkles here. Okay, so now we are pretty much ready to apply the starch. Every time you apply starch, you want to flip your pants inside out and then spray the starch on the inside. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now that my pants are inside out, just gonna flatten them a bit. And then if you guys would like to, where's my iron? Why did I just forget where my iron was for a second there? So if you guys would like to, if you notice this, like that stuff's not like staying down, you guys could iron that if you want to. I usually do it just, out of OCD and perfection, because I'm just a perfectionist like that. I mean, but that's really what it comes down to when you're creasing your pants, is being a perfectionist. So I like to iron this little seam right here because I like it to be flat, even though it's on the inside and nobody will ever see it until the end of time, but whatever. So then not only that, I notice a bunch of wrinkles here. That's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Now we're going to start putting the starch on. So like I said, Stay Flow, you could find, I recommend buying it at your local Walmart. You can find this on Amazon. I will leave a link, an affiliate link to this product on Amazon for you guys to buy. But just know that it is overpriced on Amazon. I believe on Amazon, last I recall, I've never bought it from Amazon. Last I recall is like $20 for one of these on Amazon. At Walmart, it's like $5, okay? But I will leave, regardless, if you guys cannot find it in stores, I will leave a link to it in the description. And pretty much you just want to pour some of this into a spray bottle and do not dilute it. If you guys don't know what dilute means, it means to add water to this to make this less, how do I say, to make the starch less strong. And then, yeah. Okay, so we should be good. Before I start spraying, I should probably move this iron, move this a bit back. And excuse me if there's like a mess around me or whatever. So when you spray this, try to spray it directly down. Don't spray it like at an angle, because the starch could like shoot over and like hit your chair or something. Like let's say it'll hit my chair right here. Those little, sparkles or dots of starch will dry, and then there will be like a gang of white spots on my chair. Like, yeah, I mean, you could just wipe it off with water, but you don't want to do that. Okay, so that's just a heads up, so you guys know. So I'm gonna start spraying directly down. And I could notice that even though I'm spraying it directly down, it still tends to go a lot of places. So where do you want to spray? You want to spray the whole thing from head to toe, or from waist to leg. I mean, foot, whatever. Ankle, cankle, or whatever you want to call it. The second time around, when you want to starch your pants again, you don't have to spray the entire thing. You can if you want to, but at that point you don't really have to. You could just spray where the crease is. So, but for now, spray the entire thing. That's my expert advice. Am I an expert at creasing my pants? Hell yeah, I am, for sure. Will I ever quit creasing my pants? Honestly, guys, I feel like I low-key already have, because it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. But yeah. Okay, maybe a little more right here. Okay, that's cool. See, there's like there's a buildup right here of starch, of liquid. So I'm just gonna like, kind of like wipe it like that, like hit one of those so that it's not like so built up in that area. Don't use your bandana to do that. I would recommend just try to use the pants itself. Just kind of hit one of those. That looks good. I would say I applied enough right there. Yeah, because you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overdo it. Just make sure there's not too many dry spots, or like right here. Maybe I'll spray right there, just where I see dry spots. And then probably hit one of those again. Also, in the comments, I would appreciate it if this video did help you out. Please let me know that it helped you out in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. Now I'm going to flip this to the other side. There we go. I almost just grabbed the iron on accident. Now I'm going to start to spray this down. For some reason my thing is like messed up and it just sprays like at a certain spot. So I gotta make sure to like really get it in other places. And we'll spray the pocket too, why not? That's why it's good to have your spray bottle set to like a setting where it sprays like mist everywhere, so that way you like get it at a very good, like it has a good spread on it. That looks good right there. Same thing, make sure there's no buildup. And now we're good as far as that leg goes. So as you could see, the starch got onto my ironing board. This will eventually harden. So that's why I said it's important to, you know, wash this every once in a while. It's, you know, it's, you know, removable or detachable or whatever you want to say. Now me, I'm going to apply, even though I did not iron the other leg, I'm just going to apply this to the other leg already because I know what I'm doing. So it's really no big deal to me. And plus, I don't want to have like finished the other leg and then have to flip it inside out again, you know? So I'm just gonna spray this down now. Yeah, I don't know if something's wrong with this bottle or what it is. You know what it is? I actually, I noticed that sometimes it'll build up right here in the nozzle and the starch will harden. So that's why sometimes it'll be hard to, you know, get all the starch out. So make sure that's probably something else that you guys want to make sure you keep clean or whatever it may be. You know what I'll do, as a matter of fact, I'm going to try to, I don't know if you guys can see this, to take off the nozzle, to make sure, or maybe it's right there. It could be right here where it's built up, not sure. But I know I'm going to put this micro tweezers in there and make sure that there's no like built up starch. Ah, damn. Hot as hell in here. Okay. Let me see. I think, you know what? I think it is really built. It's built up really hard right here. I think I'm just gonna. Oh, yeah, that has to be what it is. For sure. Oh, shit. Oh, excuse my potty mouth. My bad. So look, see that? That was all built up starch in the spray bottle. So just make sure you don't got any of that. Do I have a napkin right here? Should I put on the bandana? Screw it, we ball. So just make sure this is clean. All right, that looks cool. Hopefully that worked. Now I'm gonna put this back on. It seems to be spraying way better. Oh yeah, that's way better. It's way better, but I could tell it's not like fixed all the way. And remember, you're on a time limit, you know, that starch is going to start drying. Damn, look, I've already used that much. So, once again, one of these. Now I'm going to move on to the back side. I think I'm going to put some more starch in here. There we go. Because it'll stop spraying as good as it was when you're low on starch. So you kind of want to make sure you like your spray bottle is always full. All right, that's cool. But yeah, I could tell after I cleaned it with those tweezers, like it's already twice as better. And see, I messed up right now because I let my pants hit my chair right here. So I'll probably have to wipe that with some, like a wet wipe or just a wet towel or something. So now at this point, we can just flip them back inside out or right side out or whatever you want to call it. You know? So now this is going to be like the longest part, probably, I would say, because you really just have to keep ironing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until like you get the sharpness, the level of sharpness you want on your crease. And that's just like, that's what makes this process so extremely long. I'm gonna grab this, fold it. Hit that. You know what? I would recommend starting on the back side. Feels good to remaster my old video though, so that's cool. You know what? I'll put this on your guys' side so it's closer. Now we're good. We have it on the old crease that we set earlier. This is when you want to bust out the bandana. You know what? I'm gonna take off that little piece of starch, throw it in the trash. Damn, I can't, it's stuck to my finger. Damn, there we go. Now, I would say you could just fold it once. It's really all you need. And like I said, this is going to be the longest part. So just place it on top, iron it as you were before, and really, really, really focus on that crease. You're going to have to go back and forth a lot, many, many thousands of times to get that crease really sharp. And that's what you want. You want a really sharp crease because you want this to last a long time. You don't want to have to iron this again. It's going to be another 3 hours of your day. Another 3 hours that you could have been picking up chicks. Or studying for your degree, I mean. Or working out. Or whatever, you know. But I remember when I first started college and I was still on the swim team before I got diagnosed with some heart problems and then they didn't clear me. I was like really addicted to doing this, which is crazy because I literally had no days off. Like I would work on the weekends and have school 5 days a week. Well, practice on Fridays at least. Practice, I guess Friday was basically my day off because I'll just have practice. But I would still find the time to crease my pants every day. I don't know how I did it, man. I was insane, but like I said, I was just an addict almost. All right. We're not done with this part, with this segment right here. I'm just going to take this off and just look at the progress so far. So there's steam coming up from the pants. That's cool. It's fine. Okay, it looks good. Look, I could tell this is where it ended right here, but it definitely still like has to keep going for sure. We definitely need to keep going on it. Like I said, this little, like when you go from the seam to the outside, from the seam to the crease, I feel like that's, like in my opinion, the best one. It's almost like sharpening a knife. But you know, you want to combine all the motions, like I said. And I also do apologize if you guys could hear my ironing board. I know it's really loud. So hopefully I'm gonna do some noise suppression. So hopefully that like reduces it. I know for sure in the original video for my 501s, I definitely didn't do that. And you also want to make sure you apply a lot of pressure, like pushing the iron down, you know? Make sure you do that. I'm probably gonna love editing this video because I know there's not gonna be any cuts. All right, so now we're gonna check again. You know what? I'm honestly gonna take off my watch because this fat ass watch is just bothering me at this point. Hey, look at that. So you might want to just take off your jewelry in case. Take off my ring too. So, you know, I'm over here trying to flex and over here got me messing up. So I'm gonna look now. This is wearable. I mean, you know, it's wearable. Do I want it to be sharper? Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna go over it one more time. If you guys want, like, that's another thing that's could just come down to preference, you know. That's very wearable. You could go outside with that sharp of a crease. I want it to be sharper though. So I'm gonna go over it again. Okay, that's way better. Yep. Extremely better. So maybe 3 is the key. 3 is the key number. Yeah, because that looks super good. Now I could go even further than that, you know, but I feel like I might just be overdoing it at that point, you know. So now I'm going to move this down. Make sure your pants aren't stuck to the ironing board because that could happen with all the starch. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can. And the sun is about to start hitting it really hard, but I think you guys can see it. If anything, I'll probably edit it and lower the exposure right there for you guys. Right here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put it right here, right where the pocket ends. I'm not going to iron this at all on this side. Once we flip it to the other side, I will, because it's pretty much impossible to get that a good crease right there. Just repeat the same process. I can't believe I already recorded for an hour. But yeah, I remember some guy said I talk too much. Well, this is not an easy thing to learn, and I feel like everybody who made like a 10-minute long video on this is kind of downplaying it, you know? Like there's no way you could explain everything in 10 minutes, because I feel even in my hour-long video, the original video, well, like I said, you could call it you could call this, you know, part 2 if you want to, but in the original video, even then there were people who had questions, you know? Well, sometimes people are just slow and, you know, I already answered the question in the video, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping this video, I leave people with no questions, that, you know, that they just understood everything. So all right, that's cool. Check the progress. Definitely needs a little bit more work. It's crazy too, because like when I started recording, I just airballed the intro. Like I don't even have a script or nothing. I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of like this ironing board being this low. All right, that looks good to me. I'm gonna leave it there. And now, you know what I might do right here though, is just iron it just for the wrinkles, you know, just to get it nice and flat right there. But I'm not gonna focus on the crease right here, not at all, because you actually, like, you physically cannot hit the crease right here. It's just not possible. That's cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this to the other side. And now flatten this, get this to hit the ironing board like nice and flat. And I'm going to, my bad, I know that's hit, the sun is hitting that. So I don't know if you guys could see, but I'm gonna focus right here. Pretty much I'm not gonna iron on top of the pocket. That's why I said it's physically impossible. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna iron right here just so I can form the last bit of that crease. Just hitting the very edge of it. And look, I've been ironing for so long, my iron automatically turned off. So I'm gonna have to unplug it and re-plug it back in. Damn, I'm getting old. My knees are cracking and shit. All right, there we go. See, this is what ironing does to you. Ages you. Turns you into a grown man. Next thing you know, you're smoking a pack of Black and Milds and you're only 13. Working in the union, doing construction, like, damn. Knees hurting, like. That looks good. And now we're just gonna follow the whole process down again. This is how you know you make extra sure that it's just perfect. Okay, I feel like there's, yeah. I'm trying to make sure this is flat. There we go. You know, we won't have to go over it too many more times now, because it's already been, you know, we went over it already on the opposite side. Okay, I just, my bad, I'm zoning out. I'm over here daydreaming. And I kind of forgot what I just said, that it's not going to take that many times. You know what? I feel like this low key might not be sharp enough. Probably try one more time. Just focus on the crease though. Honestly, I can't even tell a difference, so maybe it's already hit its threshold, you know, and it can't get any sharper than that. Possibly. It's possible, you know. I'm really starting to sweat with all this heat. Like, this ain't no joke. Okay, that's looking good. This part, the bottom part is already very sharp, but I'm gonna do it anyways. There's some wrinkles right here. I'm gonna hit that real quick. Okay, it's looking good to me. Now we can move to the other side and we will pretty much be done with this leg right here. I think I'm gonna switch this to your guys' side. for you to see. Number one, hold on. Ah, bless me. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Anyways, number one, fold the pocket out. Now, flatten it down. Okay, these are like really messed up right here, as you can see all this extra stuff. Okay, there's like extra. I'm trying to get it out, but it's hard. All right, that's good. All right, we got it flat now. Now we can start getting that crease. It's crazy how time flies. Right, like I feel like I just started ironing these. I feel like I sound like my dad. I swear, my dad started lecturing me one time. And I remember this so vividly because it's when I just got hired at Ralph's. And I mean, I don't work there anymore, but literally, like, I had to go there for orientation or whatever. My dad starts lecturing me, like, when I'm supposed to leave. Starts lecturing me, yelling at me for like 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm like, bro, now I'm late. We've been here for like 30 minutes. And I'm looking at the clock, like I know what time it is. He's like, "What? It's only been 10 minutes." Oh, I haven't. Or I think he even said, excuse me. I think he even said like 5 minutes or something stupid. He's like, "What? It's only been 5 minutes. What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Bro, what? You haven't even looked at a clock." But whatever. Am I rambling? Should I even be talking about these random things while I'm creasing a pair of pants? I don't know. But my dad hated this. He absolutely hated this when I started creasing my pants. He used to come in my room and yell at me every day. Every day. It's crazy. I guess he just thought like I was trying to act hard or whatever, but no, I mean, I really had a passion for it. Like, I liked it. I loved doing it. I'm going again. But I mean, it's understandable, you know, he was in prison for 13 years and you grew up around that stuff. So I think he just thought, I don't know, he always assumes the worst, you know, so he probably thought I was trying to be like, act hard or whatever. But no, you know, I just have my style, you know. And I do it for the love of it, not for attention or any of that. That looks cool. It looks a little bit more sharper up here. So probably gotta focus. Or no, you know, we'll get that once we flip it to the other side and, you know, start doing it like that. But yeah, like I said, I never had anybody to show me this. None of my family members. Nobody. You know, we live in a time and age where nobody does this anymore. Except for like little TikTokers and that. But I don't get into that. You know, this isn't a trend to me. This is a serious commitment. Like, this is literally a committed relationship. I remember I literally used to pray over my 501s. Like, dear Most High, pray that these are the sharpest creases the world has ever seen. Like, that's how committed you gotta be. You guys might think it's funny, but this, like, this, I'm not even joking. I'm being dead serious. So, yeah. If you're still watching, anybody, if you're still watching this, by the way, this isn't a voiceover. Like, this is live, by the way. If you thought this was a voiceover, it's not. Like, I got the mic on right now. You can see, literally see the cable right here. Like, this is all live. But if you're still watching this, you're a goat. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'm able to provide, you know, something that's worth providing to you and teach you something new. You know, nowadays we got too much content that's coming out that's just degeneracy, waste of time. People just hating for no reason. These OnlyFans models. But here I'm teaching you something useful, and I feel like that's why my channel has, you know, blown up these past couple months. Well, not blown up, but blown up for me, you know, because I've actually provided value. I provided something that's worth, you know, has substance, you know. I don't know if that's the right word. All right, now we're gonna finish off this part. Once you finish off this part, you could probably finish off a couple cougars, you know, that you're gonna pull with these 501s. Because once they see this, I know I already made this joke in the last video, but okay, let me say it again in case you haven't seen the last video. But once cougars see these 501s, they'll be like, oh my God, I haven't seen those in so long. Oh my God, is that Tres Flores you're wearing? Oh my God. And that's what I gotta tell him, you know, sorry, got a girlfriend, keep walking, I'm not interested. That looks cool. I think I'm just gonna flip it to the other side now, and we'll really finish it like that. Boom. Okay, so see, obviously this part's not resting on the ironing board, so I gotta make sure that it gets there. So I'll fold that down like that. And one thing I didn't really mention is I used to do this. I don't know why I'm so out of breath, but I don't know if it's that thing with my heart or what, but so now if you want to, you could intentionally slightly burn them a bit to get like a real, like little gloss to it. So just go over it like really quickly. I feel like that helps. Yeah, see, it looks really nice. Did my iron turn off? Oh no, it's still on. Yeah, I think maybe I could do that one more time. Damn. Yeah, see? And this is why I said, I don't know if you guys can notice that, but there's some of like the 501s, like the coloring got on me a little bit. Yeah, because I don't, yeah, oh yeah, it's like little pieces of cloth. So that's why I was like, especially if you have blue ones, it'll for sure rub off, especially if they're brand new, it'll rub off on your ironing board. So yeah, just make sure you guys keep that in mind. I'm just hit this. Is this video rated R? Did I talk about some rated R subjects right there? Was that wild or what? I don't know. I feel like anybody who watches this video is old enough to, you know, be okay with that. So it's all good. Probably offended some woman with that last line, but I really don't care. If you could see, there's like a little wrinkle right here, and it's a pretty bad one too, so make sure to get that out. But yeah, I've been thinking about it. I'll probably reactivate my Instagram, but just leave the app uninstalled, you know? So that way it's like my Instagram can continue to grow from people who find it, you know, even though I'm not going to be on it for the time being. It's probably what I'll do. And we're just about done. And there we go. That's it. At this point, let's say, just imagine that this is done. You know, you did the other leg, this was the last leg, and you guys are done. I've seen people like put this in a hanger and they kind of like, I don't know if you can see, but they'll hang it like this in their closet or whatever it may be. I strongly vote against that. I would recommend getting one of these and just let them dry, hang straight down, preferably out in the open. I mean, you don't want this to touch your other clothes, so don't hang it in your closet. I would just recommend hanging out somewhere where it's separate. And that's because, damn, that's because, like, let's say you do hang it like this, it's going to, once it dries, it's going to dry and be set in stone like that with that big ass curve in it. So you don't want it to be like that. You want it to be like this. You know, you want it to dry like this. So at this point, what I would do, if hypothetically, let's say I was done with this, and well, I am about to be done with this after I finish it, I would hang it up, let it dry overnight, be ready for it to be worn. And then let's say I had a big event tomorrow, all right? And I'm ironing these for the event. In the morning, once I wake up, these will be completely dry. Then before I go to said event, I would iron this again really quick with just the iron, nothing else, just the iron. Go over it really quick, and it'll be set, super starch standing up by itself. And yeah, I already recorded an outro, but like I said, thank you guys so much. At this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the other leg, and it's going to be in a time lapse, so it'll just be really fast forwarded. But yeah, I don't care that I already recorded the outro. I just want to say one more time, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, each and every one of you. Thank you for everybody who shows support. I believe we just hit 1,700 subscribers, 1,700. Thank you so much for that. Honestly, I never really, it's so hard to explain. I never really thought I would hit that number, but I did. And it's very humbling. But anyways, I love you guys. Any questions you have, please let me know in the comments. And I just pray that this video, you know, it taught you something new, and you learned something new, and you appreciate it, because I never had anybody to teach me how to do this. I had to learn it by myself, and I just want to pass down that tradition, that culture to other people. And I know mostly, you know, most people who see this are going to be Chicano, or they're going to be Raza. But this isn't just for those, you know, type of people. It could be for anybody, you know. So take it easy, guys. God bless you, and goodbye. So other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'm filming this immediately after the intro so that it's like the same camera angle and whatever. But I greatly appreciate you guys watching. I do want to make any questions that you guys have that I did not answer in this video, leave it in the comment section. I reply to everybody's comment. Just keep in mind that so in the YouTube studio, it shows me every comment that I haven't replied to. But after I reply to your comment, I won't see if you reply to my reply. So just keep that in mind. Right now, my Instagram is currently deactivated, but I will still leave the link in the description for once eventually, maybe if I do choose to reactivate it. If anything, I'll probably reactivate my account, but just keep the app uninstalled and then just go to my Instagram on my computer in case I ever need to reply to your DMs. So if you check my Instagram and it's activated, DM me on there with any questions that you have. There will also be my Snapchat. Message me there if you have any questions. My TikTok will also be there. Message me there if you have any questions. Even email me, page me if you want, bro. Do whatever you want. I answer. Right now my YouTube channel is small enough so I can answer everybody's questions. So other than that, yeah, just thank you for everything. Remember, it's not an easy skill to learn. It'll take years of practicing and mastering. God bless you guys. I love you guys. And yeah, goodbye.